Yo, I am Groot, aka the Culture Black Kid, and welcome to the end of year rap show. Still thinking of a spicier title, but that's all right. The Brains Trust will get it, get there when it's time. We are here to wrap up this year in the scene, in music, in anything that is along those lines. It has been an amazing year in music per usual, but that doesn't come with highs and lows, and we might touch on that. But I am not here solo. I have an amazing lineup of journos, of media, of the best of the best when it comes to listening, curating, discussing, interviewing music in the scene. So starting on my immediate right, please introduce yourself.
My name is Tahsharn, and you can find me at Odyssey on TikTok and Tahsharn on Instagram.
Sure.
Hello, I am Ifeoma Obiegbu, aka Obiegbu, as people may know me as. I am a radio host for FBI Radio, and you can find me on Instagram at FatRichBish with a PH. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Angelique, and you can find me on Instagram as Angelique, and on TikTok just Angelique.
Amazing. And before we formally get started, I want to do a quick shout out to the amazing location we are shooting in right now, Little Lagos in Newtown or Enmore, Sydney. Some of the best food periods I have in the scene. Man, I've been going here for years, so shout out to Little Lagos for providing the location for this shoot. And also a little quick shout out to Converse for the amazing gear that we are wearing. Kind of, but not really kind of. But shout out to Converse, shout out to the Converse All-Stars. Had to represent. But before we get into the first bit of this, which is what I like to call the MVP section, talk about songs, albums, artists of the year, producers of the year. How do you guys feel the year was from your perspective? Just keep it to one quick sentence.
It was, for music, pretty good. It was overall what I needed. I think a step up from last year in terms of releases, in terms of shows as well. I've been happy with it, so yeah.
Definitely, I agree. It was definitely felt like a really good year for music, especially in the local scene. And I feel like a lot of artists stepped up, and we're seeing, more of what they wanted to create.
Yes.
So that was really good.
Yeah.
Just to add on to that, I'd say it was very refreshing and definitely makes me excited for next year. Like you were saying, it was a step up from last year, so I'm just excited to see what happens next year.
For sure. I was saying this right at the top of the year that off the gate, January 3, I think I went to an event and I'm like, yo, why is everyone going so hard already?
I was like,
ridiculous.
Literally.
And I'm like, oh, we're in for a year. We are in for a year, and trust, so many people delivered. They went in. There were some artists who were a bit more quiet, and maybe because they dropped a release last year, so I was like, okay, take a step back, reset. But regardless, the music and the art that we got this year was amazing. So, all right, let's not lead the witness a bit more. Let's get into the first one. Song of the year.
Oh my God.
So many amazing bodies of work came out, and we'll get to that in a sec. But there were also so many individual tracks from amazing artists. Maybe they dropped a project last year and they thought they'd throw out a Lucy. Maybe it was the single to said project that you may or may not hear. So we are going to get into our song of the year. How we are going to do it is we are going to each say our picks and then discuss. Whether that is discourse, whether that is all agreement, we'll see how that goes. We have no idea who each of us picked. Let's get right into it. So let's start from far right. Angelique, song of the year.
Go on, Queen.
Drum rolls? No, okay. So for me, what I picked was Can't Drive Stick by Jerome Farrar.
Okay.
It's from Melbourne.
Okay.
It's from Melbourne.
Can't Drive Stick, Jerome
Yes.
Farrah, Ify.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, interesting indeed.
Ify's on one today. Ify came with
No, it's just such an interesting choice.
All right.
That's okay. We all got our choices. If you like it, I love it. Like, as we said.
That's what you do. But anyway, okay. Ify.
My song of the year is one that I loved. Coming in Fours. Shut up. Coming in Fours by Aiden.
Okay.
That got me real good this
Okay.
year. So yeah.
Okay, this one was definitely on repeat all year for me. Lucid Dreams by Minor Doe.
Yes.
Good pick.
Good one.
Okay. And to round it out, my pick was Zion Garcia, Film Star Prelude.
Also a good
Nice.
one.
Yes.
Also a good one.
So, Ify, you already came out the gate.
Yeah, when
coming
I
in
said
educated for that Jerome
Listen, I'm
Farrah
not gonna
pick.
lie, it's the only one it's not that I disagree, I just think there are better pick.
Right.
In
that
the
album?
on the EP in Chlorine, or do you think of just Jerome Farrah in general, or just in general?
In general.
In general.
Like,
Okay.
no, obviously, no shade, but
But shade.
maybe. Okay, what made you pick that song?
Well, I think I loved in terms of like how it came in really strong in terms of like the guitar, the drums, like the sound kind of gave, I feel like a rock meets rap vibe, and I
get
love
that.
that. I love that sound.
I do love that
So
too.
that's why I was very drawn to it. I mean, there were other great songs in the EP, but that was one that I feel like
That was like, that stood out to you.
stood out to me the most.
Okay, I get that, I understand.
But I understand what you mean because he has like other great songs, but
Yeah. No, okay, no period. Once again, if you like it, I love it. Like, if you like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. But yeah, the reason I think Coming in Fourth by Aiden kind of goes above is because it's just like a feel-good song. At the end of the day, it's a song that you can obviously dissect and really get into, but if you're just trying to like enjoy your day, that's the song you put on.
True.
I put that song on repeat too many times to count, and it got a bit distressing. Like, even on the show, I was playing that every day. Like, people were like, enough, like enough.
You wake up and you say, "It's my
Like,
birthday
It's my
today."
birthday today.
It's my birthday today.
The way I know this man's birthday now
Yeah,
because
facts.
of this
You're like,
song.
ah.
No, like, I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, favorite release of his by far.
And then I'm curious. You said Lucid Dreams, correct? How come that one instead of like a Maybe or anything else from that EP, which was a star-studded
It
EP?
like I loved the whole EP, so but I think it just comes down to like what I had on repeat the most.
Yeah.
Because there was definitely other songs on the project that I liked, but that one was just in my head all the time. So yeah.
No, fair enough.
Definitely,
Fair
that's
enough.
right.
Sometimes it does come down to that. It's like, look, it's as simple as I just kept coming
Yeah.
back to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I think that was also the same thing for me with Zion and Film Star Prelude.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to the Conscious Program, which commissioned for that song, Chelsea Warner, who produced it. It was just such a interesting blend of, what I consider two of the best producer artists in the scene. And off the back of Zion's EP last year, theatrical release, I thought it was just a nice transition
I agree.
as a, what he's been doing
I
whilst
agree.
I guess we wait for whatever the next body of work.
I
it's
agree.
It
definitely
is.
a good way.
I like that he didn't, kind of, because he had such a year last year, I like that he didn't kind of just do nothing. He released
Yeah.
a few things, but yeah, Film Star Prelude wasn't one of my honorable mentions, but it was up there. It was up there. It
No,
was
for
up
sure,
there.
for sure. Well, seeing as you did mention it, if you want to kick us off with the only two honorable mentions, because we've got to keep it moving,
Okay.
and also force them to, and myself to only stick to us. Anyway, Ify, two honorable
okay.
mentions.
Just because he's only saying two because I originally had 6. I may have misread the quota, but it's okay. So my first one definitely has to be "Everything's Beautiful" by Hiatus Coyote. That song got me, and I'm honestly biased in it, sincerely, because I just have a lot of like sentiment towards it. Like, it's a song I listen to a lot with my friends, with my partner. Like, a song that I love. So there's bias. There's bias there. But that was definitely an honorable mention. And the reason I didn't kind of put it as number one is because I was like, I love it, but we can focus on other things. My second one, it's so hard to pick. It's so hard to pick. But it is actually Jupiter with Real Not Everything Is. And I put that as an honorable because it only kind of recently came out. And obviously I would have loved a lot more time for this song to kind of marinate in my system. But since it's been out, it's been on repeat. It is such a beautiful body of work. One of my favorite releases from her. So shout out Jupiter. Yeah.
Okay. You gotta pull up to Ify if you want to know the other four. But Tom.
See, I have just one. I have
Okay.
one main
I can read out another one. I can read out another one.
No, your one does not fill the gap for her seconds.
Like, just give it to her.
Go on, Queen.
Analysis paralysis. I didn't want to butcher this, but Barasura and Silent J. It's a little bit more of like a recent release. But so I'd say the same thing of like, it wasn't as much time to marinate, but yeah, when that one came out, I don't know, I was just like, wow, I love it.
I get it. I haven't actually listened to that song, but I love Barasura's other stuff, so
it's a really great song.
For sure. Legends in the scene, for sure. And it was nice to hear Barasura do a lot more. Felt like it was quiet for like a period of time.
Yeah.
And definitely popped out strong. Angelique.
Okay. So for me,
don't piss me off.
I could never.
It's the beef. Alright, before she even gets started with that, if he because we got 3 Nigerian queens here, and then if he's like, what tribe are you from? And then she's like, brr, turns around, brr. So if he's ready to square up, and I'm just a South African over here, just like.
Me and Angelique, even Tahsharn.
Okay. Correct, Angelique. Honorable mentions, 2 honorable mentions.
So I've got Pressure Becomes Me by Yasmina.
Sorry, continue. I love that song. Continue.
I definitely, I think I fell more in love with her this year. But I think her storytelling, her songwriting as well is so beautifully done, and just her voice just so captivating. So I had to put that there definitely for honorable mention. And then second, because this stayed in my head a lot of the time, Carelessly Doomed by Chanel. Yeah, that song stayed in here for quite some time.
This was your redemption arc. No, that Pressure Becomes Me. It was low-key on my list as well. One that I couldn't say, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. That song eats. That song eats. Carelessly Doomed too. Okay. Redemption arc. I like this. Okay.
Oh my goodness. We'll see if that stays. In all the other categories that we've got coming up. And for me, I agree with Ify. Hiatus Cody. Everything's beautiful. It definitely was one of those songs where it was just like, I was just in awe. Yeah. And you know, saying that Napalm's vocals is ridiculous is like saying the sky is blue.
Exactly.
But it's still one of those ones where it's like, every time you listen, like,
it's like you realize the technicality she has.
1000%.
It's such a simple song, but it carries so much technicality. You're like, wow, insane. So agreed.
100%. And my second honorable mention is Maxine, Brace for Impact. Oh my goodness. As a pop track that just goes, it's in your face, it's hard, it doesn't feel cheesy, and then just the aesthetic around it that Maxine brought was wow. It was so good. And then Maxine followed it up with Cry Baby. And Maxine was on one this year. And I'm so excited to hopefully get a body of work next year. That'll be so good. So Maxine, please. But all right, let's keep it moving. Let's move into, seeing as we're kind of talking about songs, one thing that we love is a good flip when it comes to a song. As good as the original is, sometimes, these producers, these other artists get in there and they're like, you know what? And more.
Yeah.
And more. So the next category is Remix of the Year. We're just keeping it to the remix. No honorable mentions on this one. So starting with, who wants to start? I'm gonna start with Tam.
Okay.
Remix of the Year.
The Am I Dumb by Sinead, the Kabu edit. Kabu?
Okay. The Kabu edit of Sinead's Am I Dumb? Okay.
I actually did, hopefully this counts. Recent, really recent. Because it's kind of the only remix I listened to. But it's the You Rock Man by Sully and Zion.
Oh, so like a little loose. Okay.
I really loved it.
Okay.
Once again, I love McGee because they remixed McGee. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Nice. I said Kamikaze, the
Queen.
the Highlander remix. That one definitely for sure. Devora, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
And before we get into it, mine was Peace My Soul, the Solly remix, originally by MJ Soul. Just from that whole For When the Sun's Out, Lost and Found tape that MJ did of all remixes. It's a whole remix project. The Solly remix was so fire. I guess to kick off the discussion on it, actually no, before we do, does anyone have any comments on anyone else's picks?
I have none. I actually agree with.
Oh my god!
There we go. We're gonna start a counter. We're gonna start a counter of how many times Ify actually. It's Ify's agreement. It's like a photo of like Ify smiling and then like Ify disagreeing. And it's like frown in the like other corner.
I'm ready for 1 point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. No discourse. Yeah, the Sinead little pack that was put out was super cool. I can't remember who did the other remix. There was another remix from that I liked a bit more than the Kabu one, but yeah, no, everything that was there, and again, everything that Sinead packaged this year in her releases was so dope.
Yeah.
Just down the road, she did a show at the hairdresser.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That I didn't go, but I heard it was super amazing. And then the Zion Solly
I love it.
flip.
I love it. They actually did their big one. I'm so sorry. They did their big one. And what's funny is I didn't really listen to the original McGee song. And then they kind of released that, and it made me appreciate both at the same time. And I always love when, I guess, conventional rappers, because that's kind of what they're known for, kind of, can like hop on a track with such a different vibe, or like kind of remix something in a really different vibe and then make it their own.
Sure.
So I liked it. A lot of authenticity in it.
Nice. And then remind me again.
Kamikaze.
It was Kamikaze.
The
Highlander.
Highlander, yeah.
Yeah, no, again,
Highlander, sorry.
another one that was a part of a pack that was super cool. Personally, also my favorite remix was the one with Temgazi and Ash Sways from that one.
Yeah, agreed.
Because, oh man, I as much as I'm dance remixes, it's not my natural what I've gravitated towards, but the more I am involved in the scene, I'm appreciating dance remixes of things. But naturally, when you just got to rap, just remix with two artists who just put it in.
Okay, it's harder.
Is amazing.
Amazing.
No.
She's incredible.
For sure. And then my fun little story with my Peace My Soul remix, the Solly remix, just to clarify, because there was a Fish IFM remix as well of the same song that was also amazing. But I remember being at a show, I think it was a No Sense show that I performed at, where MJ did a set, and me and shout out to Del, we're right next to each other and going bar for bar with Solly's rap on that song, and it was such a fun moment. So shout out to all the remixes, and these were our picks. As much as a lot of dope artists can do it by themselves, sometimes there are just link ups that just are absolutely ridiculous. And that leads us into this next category, collab of the year. To be specific, collab means that it is 2 or more than 2 artists having an even sharing of the song. It is not top heavy. It is a nice even breakup of the song. So that is collab of the year. Angelique, kicking off with you.
Okay, I Am Solo and Jay Cooper. So they released a few songs. Can't maybe call it like a mini type of EP, but they have 2 songs together on 1-800 Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
That's what it was called. But yeah, I just love how, because both of their sounds are quite unique, and I always kind of see it as like dark, futuristic kind of, vibes. And I think them coming together was just kind of the perfect mix, because they bring kind of like their own sound to when it comes to R&B, like the way that they make it. But Nightcrawler is definitely one of my favorites that they did together.
Yeah. Going down the list.
Mine was Marley Jose and Soul Child. That one, I think it's I think it's a fan favorite, and it just ate up. Like, when like you can't really describe, like it's hard to kind of describe something. Like, that's what it is for me. I feel like they blended and meshed really well together. And it's weird because a lot of people are probably thinking like, I loved seeing like Marley Jose be put on the map for that, but I loved seeing Soul Child kind of be brought up, because I think she's really, I feel like they're both equally underrated in their own ways. So yeah, seeing that collab was really kind of special.
For sure.
Yeah, I loved it. Really nice.
Yeah.
I also have Marley Jose, Windows with Chris Patterson, Cam Deck. I actually wasn't even really familiar with the others. I kind of discovered them through this song, but yeah, I don't know, that song, like...
No, that's what I'm saying. You know what it is? Marley Jose makes music like this guy.
But that whole project.
The whole project.
Yeah.
Oh, good pick.
Yeah, for sure. And mine is another Sully one, Sully and Isaac Pural with Riddle Me This.
Yes.
One for the culture, one that started off as a Lucy on SoundCloud that the streets were like, now. We want it now. And they dropped and it delivered.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure if you guys also agree with that or any other picks. The Marley Jose, if you're making faces. The Marley Jose picks I definitely agree with. Energy was like close second for me as well. And it's interesting because, you say that you feel like people feel Marley Jose was put on by that, but people forget he did a song with Mick Jenkins not 2 years ago.
Thank you.
Like, Marley Jose's pulling these international features.
Thank you.
So,
oh my God.
Like, yeah, it's like,
Okay, thank you.
Come with the,
Stop undermining this man. He's
No,
been
for sure.
on.
sure.
Thank you.
But, I definitely do agree that especially in the Aussie scene, the, recognition of Soul Child to be, more here. Because I've only seen Soul Child pop up a couple times on my Instagram. Just, I think I remember it was like a video where, someone sets up the mic in the middle of a park and then she sits down and freestyles.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's how I got put onto her.
Yeah.
Literally. Oh my goodness.
No, for sure.
I also agree with your pick. Both of yours. I agree with your picks. Both exceptional. I agree with you.
Have you heard it?
I have, once again, okay. I have. But I just feel like there's, once again, it's more personal opinions and personal taste. But I just feel like there were better ones. And low-key, now that I think about it, Riddle Me This, we could have had better ones. I know, listen, okay, because...
Because you agree with me with...
Pause. Because I had to actually think about it. I was like, wait, I don't really agree with yours for a second. I don't know, I know for like the culture and like, you know, the Sydney community, like that one was wanted and needed. But it was good, but I still think that there could have been better ones.
So what if you're saying...
I love you, Sully, I love you. I was like, don't hate me.
If he hates Western Sydney music,
okay,
that's what we're doing. Now, not all collabs are made evenly, and sometimes the artist is like, nah, my homie, just jump on the track. It might be in the studio thing, it might be they have been dreaming of this feature for a long time. And that's what we're talking about. Feature of the year. That I would assume would then lead to performance. It might be someone bodying someone on their own track. It might be the bars were ridiculous. However you want to take it. This next part is feature of the year. And I'm going to start with Ife.
Oh.
Ife, who was your feature of the year?
No. I actually went outside of hip hop and rap. So I picked Is This What I Have Missed by Jerome Blase. It featured a lot of people, but the main feature I want to take note of is Sarah Levins.
Yeah.
They mesh.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they were made for each other. Like, point blank period. The song in itself it's really fun. It's really upbeat. And quite different to what's on his album Living Room.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an upbeat song, and Sarah Levins, her vocals, they're perfect. It is perfect, and there's no other way to put it. Like, I really, really enjoy that song, and yeah, it's beautiful. One that was, when it came out as a single before the album, I was in awe. And it was the first time I had, I guess, heard of Sarah Levins, so it put me onto her a lot. So yeah, it's my pick.
Okay.
Oh, me? Okay. I didn't know we were going like the other way.
You're about people, am I right?
Well, this is a new one because it just came out. CD just released her.
I know what you're gonna say.
Well, do you know? Because there's two.
Okay. Oh.
So
I'll let you say.
S.S. with Tandy. I've been waiting for that. I've heard it a few
Oh,
times.
really?
Like her perform, like she's performed it a few times. So I was really excited to hear that. So yeah, it's my pick. It's my pick.
SS. CD was Tandy.
I feel like mine is, I'm like unconventional. Like I went a different direction. But it's Ajale on
I feel like I know.
Coup de Grace by Dugon Jr. And I just think that, like, for me, that it was like a different sound than what I've typically heard from Ajale, and I just loved it. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
It was
Like a little,
fun.
like dance little.
Yeah. So that's my little feature.
Okay. And mine is, it's a tough one. It fought through because it is on what I personally believe is the best posse cut track in the scene right now. It is the feature, just to be clear, is Gian Santoro on Last Flight by Flight Academy.
Nice.
So the homies, Flight Academy, Koma, Young Pilot, Bud XL, Luna, and Ishi. They had a posse cut track, very, for the lack of a better term, Wu-Tang-esque, very hip hop, just bars. So everyone bringing their A game. It featured Guano C, Taco, Legacy, and Gian on the features. I hope I'm not missing anyone, but Gian's verse, they came through. Yeah. And again, it's a. If you're a fan of rap, you would have loved that verse.
Agreed.
You would have loved that verse. But to get into the discussions, I have actually seen SS performed live as well. I helped play strings for my partner's when she opened for a CD a couple of years ago, and CD performed that with Miss Tandy live. So I'm like, I knew I heard that song somewhere.
Yeah, you like, because we keep hearing it live.
So
but yeah,
it's like interesting that CD has finally like packaged these songs along with the one with Pania,
Yes.
Catch
Catch
a
a
Grip
Grip. That
as
one is-
well.
That one
hits.
blew
That
up.
one- yeah.
That one went internet like triple platinum, baby.
Yeah.
In my home.
For sure. So, yeah, no, definitely one that's like, it's almost like a feature from Tandy or just a track in general that like someone like you or, you know, anyone has been sitting there like just waiting.
Yeah.
But especially, you know, us as like media journalists, you know, in that space, just like, can this song drop so that I can add it on my
Right?
No,
Exactly.
I agree.
So I can just listen to it on repeat.
Yeah.
Repeat.
But yeah, their voices blend so
So,
beautifully together.
like,
yeah.
and like the song, the whole EP, let me not get started because
Yeah.
I would, like, I just interviewed her, so I've got a lot on my mind. But the whole, song,
Yeah,
not the EP, not the EP.
Yep.
The song is so sexy.
Yes.
It is
I
so
feel
sensual.
myself.
You feel yourself like, they did an amazing job on that track. Like, it eats up. And CD said it herself. She's like, this is my favorite on it. And I'm like, good, because it's mine too. it's a standout for sure. And I hope it like really gets its flowers. Like, I hope it blows up.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah,
Good
good
pick.
For sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I doesn't seem like we have any discourse
Yeah.
across the table
I'm
again.
proud of us.
Yeah. Look, let's go team. Let's go team. All right, that's enough on singles. Let's get to some bodies of work. Album of the year.
Oh.
Ooh, this one's
It might
gonna be
discussed,
interesting.
I'm
Here we go.
excited.
I already know.
feel
Loki,
like
me and Ify have
someone
already
might
discussed
pick
this,
the
and
same.
she's gonna throw hands
Yeah.
with my pick, which is very interesting. But you know, let's see what you guys think.
Preference.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only personal preference that matters, let me not. I'm more than myself. Okay.
All right. So, as I said, we have had some amazing singles, amazing songs, amazing remixes, but sometimes those singles don't really give the full context, the full story. And when it is put within the body of work, it is, wow, chef's kiss.
Exactly.
So what we are discussing now is those bodies of work that are chef's kiss, that all came together, whether it was just a fun release that was just a collection of songs that's just like, yo, I could just chuck this on and just groove to, or whether it was something a little more conceptual that's like, yo, the deeper meaning behind this is crazy. We're about to let you know our albums of the year, and I'm going to kick it off with Ta.
Ooh, okay.
Who is your, no honorable mentions just yet, we will get to honorable mentions on this,
Okay.
but initially, album of the year.
Okay. Mangoes by Melamri. Yeah.
Okay.
Want to say anything just
Okay.
yet?
Okay.
Let's see.
Mine is In Belly We Trust by Good Mango.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Mine is One Day It Will All Make Sense by Maya
Mm.
Yes.
And mine, outside of the hip hop R&B realm, is House with the Blue Door by Nick Ward.
Oh, these are great.
Yeah, guys. Oh, I like
You know
that
what?
one.
I like it also.
Okay.
She
If he has
she feels
questions,
about
though.
that one.
I'm waiting for it. Go.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. We say, well, you were waiting from our conversation like 2 weeks ago. You've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this moment.
Here's my thing.
Go,
Here's
cool.
my thing. Listen, that body of work, House of the Blue Door, it's good, but for me, and
Okay.
like I need to make this crystal clear. I didn't really enjoy it. No, it wasn't a standout. It wasn't.
Okay.
At all.
Why?
I just feel like when I listen to music or even albums, I tend to compare them to like what else has been released because I'm like, what do I want to listen to more? Like, what am I gonna be putting on repeat? And I did give it a listen, and it just wasn't for me. And the sound, it's like that.
Of course,
genre,
naturally. If
yeah.
it's not your style, then it's not your style.
It's
That's
not.
totally
It's
fine.
not really my style. It's not my genre. And yeah, but shout out Nick Ward.
To explain my counter as to why I love Nick Ward's House with the Blue Door, it's because I just love the story that is being told, the personal levels to that story about identity, about, school life, about, you know, sexuality, about, and I think it was just all packaged really beautifully, aesthetically. It was so simple, and even the songwriting, I think it's like the Bruno Mars effect, where it's like, you write literally the simplest line, but it gets stuck in your head, or it's just put in such a way that it's like, I grew up here. It's like, yo, but tell me more.
See,
oh my goodness.
I still have to disagree with that.
Okay.
I just it really did not stick with me. And I can agree with, you know, the storytelling of it all was great, but I don't want to listen to a story that I'm not enjoying.
That's fine.
The way it's being, I once again, it just comes to the sound and the genre. It doesn't speak with me. It doesn't resonate with me. So like that.
Okay.
But once again, shout out Nick Boy.
Well, you actually said one of mine. So,
which one was it?
It was a Gung Mango and Belly.
Okay.
Dress.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yep.
was
That was
there.
Just clarify.
And I have 3, so I'm just gonna pick
2.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can pick the 2 because.
Oh, sorry. No. Sorry. Yeah, one more. That's what I meant. Okay. I get what you mean.
Living Room by Jerome
Blase.
Yeah, Living Room by Jerome Blase. That was definitely one of my honorable mentions. Because when I got to see him live, I think hearing that and also hearing it from the album, but then hearing it live, you understand the experience and
agreed.
The way that they the whole band plays together is just, I believe it's just so effortless, and I love how his brain works.
Yeah.
I think it's quite genius.
Yeah, agreed. I understand what you mean about the live thing. I went to his album launch and it's executed in such a different way from the way the album is collated.
Yeah.
So it kind of tells the full story. But the album it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, no, I agree. The way that it's arranged. Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I was trying to collect my thoughts. No, Living Room is a amazing body of work. Something that I'm in absolute awe of Jerome is his arrangement.
Yeah.
And since the first time I heard him with that specific song with James and Sarah, when it came across my Triple J Unearthed timeline, I was like,
whoa.
yo, what is this?
What
So no,
exactly?
Living Room is such a beautiful piece of art. A shout out to Sydney and city life, and you know, a nice transition from his previous body of work. So 1000% agree. You said one of mine as well, Elsie Wameo, Saint Sinner. Quick inner promo, make sure you go check out Ify and our review of that project. And stay tuned for other stuff. And yes, in regards to, it's the Blackest project that came out this year. The Blackest project that came out this year.
Oh!
You want
Queen A. No, Queen. Oh, no, I'll let you do talking. Let me know.
No, for sure. No, the two sides of her, that, you know, wrestling with that, her faith, and then just identity, moving back to Kenya, working on the project solely there, and feeling like she was disconnected from her own people. Oh goodness, it's
everything.
The story of, you know, so many people's lives, including my own, when it comes to being African in Australia. Amazing body of work.
She said what a lot of us felt, and she put it perfectly. With faith, with you know, culture, with her identity, everything that I guess personally that I was feeling. Sis was feeling it too, so I was happy. I loved it. It's a great one.
No, I agree.
I love when an artist can do that. You can connect to what they're singing or what they're telling.
Yeah.
And you're like,
it's like, okay.
This hits.
It's differently,
For sure. And speaking of a project that also hits super personally, is Kobe D, Chapter 26. I love that body of work. His being able to look back on, you know, his past struggles with addiction, how that's affected his children, not feeling like he wants to be like his father, his identity as a Aboriginal man in this country, which, you know, shouldn't be the colonizers to begin with. But you know, goodness, that's a whole nother conversation. Kobe absolutely knocked it out the park when it came to that project. It's my favorite hip hop project of the year.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. Because it's so simple, but it goes that and then Saint Sinner.
You know, that's, I feel like you're all like, I'm waiting for Ify to disagree, but I agree. Like, you're welcome. I agree.
You're welcome? Okay.
No, I do agree. It is a really simple project, but for me, it's more about the story.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just laid out like, this is my life.
Yeah.
But again, it's done in such a way that it's like, the way that this connects and flows, and you're discussing your partner, discussing your kids, discussing your identity, discussing, your legacy, just nails it. Absolutely nails it. Shout out to Kobe D on that body of work. But there you have it, our album/projects of the year.